As a mom, wife, and homemaker, it is so important to me that my home be a source of joy and contentment and not a source of stress. So join me today as I show you around my simple and beautiful summer home. Something I am so passionate about and talk about endlessly here on this channel is my drive and mission to live a simple, functional, and beautiful life. First and foremost, this starts with me, but it also directly correlates to my home. As a stay-at-home mom, my home is my workspace. It is my haven. It is not just a safe place that my family dwells. It is the place where I live out my days. It is a place that either can lift me up and bring me so much joy and satisfaction, or it can be a place that causes me stress and overwhelm. These last few years, I have been on a mission to declutter my life. That's why it's so important to me that my house doesn't feel cluttered and like a chore to maintain. And the only way that I've been able to accomplish this is by making sure that I have decluttered all of that which is no longer serving me for my life. This means physical clutter, things that I purchased because of an impulse buy, or things that represent an old version of myself, things that just I keep because I feel like I have to. This has meant that I've had to be ruthless about what it is that I have here in the walls of my home, but also that I am intentional about everything that I bring into it. In the process of this, it's also meant giving myself so much grace, because everything that is outside of me is a reflection of what's within me. And so it's taken time, and it's been in layers and over many months and even years that I have slowly, what I feel, created a home that truly aligns with who I want to be as a mother and a wife and homemaker. And I also accept that this is something that is going to be an endless evolving journey, and that whatever my home looks like now, it may not be what my home looks like in 5, 10, 20 years from now. And I feel so much peace with accepting that and acknowledging that, because I realize I no longer feel shackled to maintain a certain way of being or a certain way of living. I think that's something that we underestimate, a power that we underestimate as wives and moms and homemakers, is that it is our choice. We have the ability to choose, to change, to evolve, to grow, to change our minds, to pivot and steer in the direction where our heart is leading us, and instead of where our ego or our mind, our fear has driven us. Something I know that I myself have struggled with, and I know so many other mothers and friends of mine have also struggled with, has been the guilt of what to keep for my children. If you look around my living room, you can see that I only have a couple baskets full of toys. And this was something that I had to be really honest with myself early on in motherhood, was the effect of toys on my mental health. Having too much inventory to keep track of, to maintain, to be responsible for. Because ultimately what I've realized as a mom is that I am the one that is responsible. I am responsible for my children. I am responsible for their things, for the things of my own, things of my husband's. And what I realized was that having an abundance of toys for my children not only overwhelmed me, but it overwhelmed them. It became something that was impossible for me to keep track of. And impossible for them to maintain. I couldn't easily ask them to pick up their toys because there was just simply so many. And naturally, who does that fall to but me? A boundary that I have set is that if their toys cannot be contained into a basket of some kind or a container, then it simply does not belong in this house. As things come in, things will inevitably go out. I make sure that I am constantly assessing what it is my boys are playing with, how they are treating it, and I firmly believe in buying secondhand. It makes no financial sense for me to go out and buy and invest in toys that are brand new, that are just going to break in a matter of days. Something that motivates me in doing this is because I want my kids to want to go play outside more than be inside playing with toys. I want them to use their imaginations. I want them to learn to play together, to get creative, and to learn to work with what they have instead of always longing or striving for something that they don't. Another thing I've struggled with as a homemaker is being able to look around my home and feel at peace with where it's at instead of stressed and anxious about all the things that I have yet to accomplish, all the things, the projects, the changes that I have yet to have made. I am someone that is always striving to be better. I'm always striving to make things better. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to help our home, to make improvements to our home. I don't think there's anything wrong with seeing things that are flawed or broken. I like to see it instead as me seeing the potential of what is underneath, seeing the potential of what things can become. The one thing that I have to be careful though of, and I think is so easy to fall into as a stay-at-home mom, is being careful that I don't get so narrow-minded and focused in on the flaws that I forget to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. We can get so caught up in thinking about all the things that we want to do and create in our homes that we can get ourselves so overwhelmed and burdened by things that we don't even have the capacity to hold at this point in time. I only have so many minutes and hours in my day, and there's only so many of those that I am willing to put into my home. And so it's so important for me to practice that temperance and gratitude of what it is that I have, because it helps keep me grounded and humbled by the ability that I have to be here now. So my loves, I hope that you enjoyed getting a glimpse into my home. With fall inevitably approaching, I hope that this video reminds you to soak up and embrace exactly where you are, exactly where your home is, and the beauty that is already around you, making the most of every second of every season. So, my loves, I will see you in the next one. Bye.